Morning, the Kentucky Derby will pit some of the fastest horses in the country against each other.
Yeah, the 2-minute race will be watched by around 14 million people. Is that all? And Emerald Downs getting in on the fun with a watch party also. Fox 13's Dan Griffin at the racetrack this morning, sharing what they have planned.
Good morning.
Dan, wow, what a hat.
Looking good.
Looking good, yeah.
Hey, you know, I'm from Kentucky, so I felt like I had to at least try to dress the part to some degree here this morning. I grew up just outside of Lexington, Kentucky, so if anybody's going to be doing this story, I guess it should be me this morning, right? So we're here at Emerald Downs, and we're talking with Candi Cryderman. She's a trainer here, and we were talking about the horses and what it takes to get them to this point where they can obviously run in the Kentucky Derby. Can you talk about, in your expertise, what does it take to get a horse to this point?
Well, first of all, it takes a lot of talent from the horse itself. You're obviously running with the best of the best 3-year-olds. A lot of times it takes a lot of patience, and you know, it takes somebody that really knows what they're doing in these high-dollar races to get them there. A lot of these horses have been purchased at auction, and then they go into training programs and, you know, even farm programs, and they don't necessarily cull them, but the people there kind of have an idea of who might be the best, and they relay that information to the trainer that actually gets them at the track, and they start developing them, and you just, you know, as you go along, you figure out how good they really are and what they can compete. They can be really, really talented, but maybe they don't have the mind for it. So, but it takes a lot, and sometimes it even starts, you know, as a sire, as a stallion, you know, mating with a mare and going from there. You know, some of these owners do it from the very beginning. So
you were telling me about the different types of horses that you have, like this one coming up here right now. There are different ages.
That's right. So this is a horse named Gold Rush Dancer, and in our part of the woods, he was the best of the best in his 2-year-old and his 3-year-old year. And then he came back as a 4-year-old back to Washington State and won the Longacres Derby. But he won our Godstein Futurity as a 2-year-old, and then he went to California and he just cleaned. He was 3-year-old Derby year of the year in California. And then he came back here and he won the Longacres Mile. So he's pretty special. He now, talk about development, has 2-year-olds on the ground that are now preparing to, who knows, maybe go to the Kentucky Derby. You don't know yet. So, you know, it's a whole process. So we have a lot of fun with him.
Yeah. They're so unique. They all have such different personalities, and I think that's kind of the fun thing.
Oh my gosh, yes.
About seeing these horses grow and seeing them thrive. The idea of winning the Kentucky Derby, when you think about that.
It's almost scary from this perspective.
Yeah, because you're working with them.
But you don't know. I mean, I have right now 7 young horses. We call them babies. They're 2-year-olds in the barn. We take it very slow with them. There's a lot of talent here in Washington. Some of these Washington horses will go on and do really well. We've had horses from Washington and Washington connections in the big Triple Crown races before.
Well, it's a fantastic thing to see it happening right here in Washington just as well on this big day. Thank you for being here with us this morning,
You're
Candi.
welcome.
I appreciate it. And again, the Run for the Roses is happening a little bit later today. They're going to be doing a big celebration here at Emerald Downs, and we'll have more coming up in the next hour here on Good Day Seattle. For now, reporting live, Dan Griffin, Fox 13 News. Back to you.
Dan, thank you. It's so nice to learn more about your history, and yeah, that story was definitely assigned for you for a reason.
Yeah, absolutely. And I expect you to get a mint julep in the next hour as well.